It's cute.
Years back.
It's perfect for tiny white pony.
It is, it needs new shafts though,
Ah,
because the heels of them are split. Oh, I didn't bring my helmet.
Where is
so
it?
Diane was back through a bit ago
What's she?
because Morgan's luggage didn't come, and she shows up in a little lightweight shirt and shorts to
She
live in
said-
this environment.
She called me. She said, we're rummaging through the house or we're going to go shopping. I said, I give money on shopping.
I bet so.
Yeah.
Then why would you be in Philadelphia dressed like that right now?
This is Morgan.
Or why would you leave Albany, New York dressed like that?
I know. Where's your
The
helmet?
East Coast has not warmed up yet, trust me.
In the aisle.
Wilson was whining last night about how cold it was.
Black. It should be right in the T,
Oh, were you planning to?
underneath the harness.
Film, but
What?
I've already filmed.
You're talking to Jenny.
And I can catch Molly tomorrow.
It's a black helmet, temporary.
I can get you guys tomorrow.
You didn't wear your helmet to drive, big boy.
Hey, what are you doing?
It-
Excuse me.
It's your head.
Walk up.
We hope we can repair it if we have to.
Okay, just walk on.
I'm not the best about it either. The little Speedmeister is on his way.
Boy, he's shivering.
You can come by, we'll give you a headset.
Yeah, I'm hoping she breaks my helmet.
All you have to do is walk there, Lex. You don't gotta hustle. He says, I have to hustle. Suppose when he hustles, he gets tight in the neck. That's better. He's always got somewhere to go.
I'm just gonna go right up to you if you can just head them.
Oh, yeah.
Good boy.
Oh, you don't have a tree.
He's been known to act if as though you're gonna eat him.
Hey, stand up.
I can bring that to her.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
you're a goober.
I don't like to move out of my cocoon. My cocoon's pretty comfortable.
Yeah, if you wanna just hold a rein.
Okay.
Usually not, but with it being cool and his brother over there and,
Okay.
You wanna put your headset on first?
oh, yeah.
Stay with Miss Jenny. Stay with Miss Jenny. He might let you pat his nose and his face and feel
Oh, yeah.
better.
Yeah, you did real well with that.
He actually likes it, but he has to
He liked
tell you he
that.
doesn't.
I like to give him lots of love and
Yes, he needs that. You didn't get it where he was, that's for sure. Well, I mean, I should say Deb, but I'll just somber out.
Just like mom.
What, not when you need it.
Alright, you there?
Yeah.
Did you shut yours off? Did you shut yours off?
But no, we want to talk to you.
Well, I saw enough of you.
Yeah, I tend to give it a break between lessons. And I'm not very good at handling it with my gloves on.
Well, I got black, hey! No, sir!
Was that what I thought I saw?
Yeah. That sound lift that one up and like, what are you doing?
And that's the kind of kick you can't help with a kicking strap because it isn't where it does you any good.
After I got his shoes on 3 weeks ago, he did that to my shin.
Oh, how'd that work?
And I have a huge scar now.
Yeah, I would think. Does he not understand where the good things in his life come from?
He's never kicked before. It's the first time he kicked me. He did that kind of kick, hit, and he kept doing it, so I think something had bit him.
Probably,
He was like an ant bed or something.
yeah. Were you still in Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you were in an ant bed.
Yeah.
Because they do funny things with their feet when they get in an ant nest.
I was starting to hitch him, and I have a bad habit of leaning over and doing the.
Yeah, the other side, yeah.
Yeah.
And you were right in the line of fire. So you could get badly hurt and nobody'd know. You probably hit a blood vessel. So if you, this is, you know, I realize he's perturbed right now. But if you're gonna take this out in public, it's a crappy walk. It's quick, it's worried, it's choppy. And he's like, I'm having a fit, I'm having a fit, I'm having a fit. Well, you can grow back, buddy. You're acting like your little brother. He is a twit. I know you got out and worked yesterday because I saw you do it.
No, sir.
Oh, naughty pony. There's a difference between nutty and naughty, and I think he's naughty. N-A-U-G-H-T-Y. But the shafts are short enough, he can kick that carriage if he wants to.
I'm not used to it.
I think he's mad.
Yeah, seems to be mad. Had to leave his buddy.
He's mad, he's pissed off, he's aggravated, and top of that, he's chilly.
You know, it's cold.
But he'll warm up as he goes. Yeah, yeah. You can keep him
Oh,
entertained.
yeah, I
Being
bet.
in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Might do a whole half hour to walk.
We do whatever we can, but it doesn't hurt him to do a little work if he's gonna have a lesson later. So he might as well put up and shut up. And his brother's kinda out of range. When he figures that out, he'll be happier. Yeah. I think Sheila could do him. The Mini that she drives doesn't look like a real challenge, but I've only known it a couple of years. He looks like a pretty simple soul. Yeah. Stop, start, and turn, and keep it going forward. Because he's kind of like, well, how about I take a break? And how about I take another break?
So I'm not real sure how she's gonna handle a horse that,
It's 15 degrees to go.
yeah.
Because these things are hot wired.
They're definitely not for the faint of heart.
No. They're very un-Shetland that way. They're more Welshy. Nah. Well, she's gonna be very hot. They're refined with Arab. They could be a lot of go, go, go. Of course, the show Shetland has a lot of hackney in it. You know, dummy, you brought your chairs.
You can have a real chair if you want.
I mean, I'm happy here because the wind doesn't get my back.
That's true.
And I got my bamboo cushion and my double heavy wool blanket. Diane left me pretty well covered.
I know, I only had like 3 or 4 phone calls. So.
And if I want heavier gloves, on the ground underneath here. There, good boy. That was a nice release. Good boy. He said, you know how hard it is to be a little monster? Good boy.
Probably not too hard for him.
There, good boy. Can even make his legs go places. A little bit his butt went to the right, but very little. Yeah, he doesn't look quite so much like his feet are on fire. Yeah. Well, I like the idea of the march. I just, when he's perturbed, which he was when we started, then he's doing some funky gait. Yeah, I like feet to the floor. The neck not to be curled up in a ball like a snake. Because he has a beautiful neck, but he can do very many bad things with it. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a good boy. Says I get tight and it makes my feet pop up. That's a good chap. There's a lot of opinions of how it should be.
Yeah.
Being out here without his brother isn't one of them.
Yes, I was pleasantly surprised how well he was last time.
He was very good all weekend. He didn't act for a minute like he missed him. He was very happy down there at old Cypress Barn. He thought he was lord of all he surveyed. Yeah, and he could pretty much watch all the traffic. So he could see who was doing what and going where, and kind of thought he was in charge here. Probably showing off for Carol Wallace's stud horse.
Sisters in Nice, France this week. They're doing a
No, that's good.
mother-daughter trip with like Denise's friends and their mothers. There's like 4 or 5.
Because Carol's, one of those 3 of Carol's is a stallion. He thinks he owns that area.
She does.
Then this little white tornado came along.
Yeah,
That's, you know, it's a completely different, neighborhood from my end of town.
Like,
Is that, yeah, we live in a busy
Liz
place.
is more like
But there's our group and then there's that, like that bunch down there, and it's different lifestyle.
but her dad is like a towhead.
There you go. All of a sudden he relaxes, and it gets really nice.
Looks really a lot like her. I'll see if I can find
Well, if you don't have ears, you know where they went.
It's really funny because I have this feeling Jamie.
You know he's curled a little bit if you can't see the ears.
I feel like Jamie married. Like,
He's got perfectly nice ears, but he likes to hide them.
like a towhead.
If you can't see his ears, he's curled his neck in tension. Oh, good boy. Donna. We don't like that trick. It's a lovely square halt for a moment. Ooh, 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 ooh. Good boy. He says, I got that back thing ready if you need it.
Well, I'm trying to get him to do halts with his butt underneath it.
Yes, well, that's what he's been doing, really nice, square, engaged halts. Of course, once his butt's underneath me, he says, you know, I could back.
Well, that's how I got him to do it though, because I was.
She's got a lot of honey in her hair.
Yeah, just rock.
So like,
Just rock, not really go anywhere, but rock back.
brother-in-law Jamie, he's got that same color.
What, yeah. That's okay, because you'll get through it. But it did teach him to do a very nice step up, because we want the halt to come from a forward situation. And a lot of people's horses sort of halt with the hind feet and then the front legs go away. But he stops on all 4 feet. He's not skinny. Got his little fat pads in the middle of his belly.
Well, I have almost gone for it, but I turned out to do it.
Yeah. Doesn't take much grass. That's a good boy. He's assuming you're gonna stop. Yeah. Well, that's his own shadow. The light was just right as he was stopping. It was coming toward him. Are you cold, Jada?
I am.
You look cold.
My truck's warming up.
Ah, I bet you live near home, you'll get more clothes.
It's not gonna
Or
be.
go hide in the house.
No, I just pulled up behind you.
Oh, okay.
Or next. I just drove across.
Okay.
I parked this far from the door.
Ah, no, I can't. I have to be on my own trip.
Let's see a picture of that.
And then you can go straight. It's amazing something that short from head to tail can do as many twisties with the body as he can. How can anything that short be an S-curve? Hang 10. Good boy. That was a nice effort.
Yeah.
He really tried.
Yeah, it's like a, what's that hound dog called?
What? The
Red
red
hound,
bone.
red bone hound?
I think she's half red bone.
Oh,
You know how they're sort of big and gloopy?
yeah.
Their legs don't really
Like that.
connect. She's got a cute hound head, and her ears hang like a hound.
And big long.
And she's got a very red bone temperament.
Yeah, she's gonna be big. She'll be as big as
I
that
don't
pony.
really see the Pyrenees in her yet, except the size of her feet. She has big, round, cold weather feet. You know,
Oh, yeah.
long, skinny toes are for hot
Do
weather.
Pyrenees have webbed feet or hounds?
I don't know.
She has webbed feet.
Oh, that might be the hound.
Lucy's got web feet.
That could be the hound.
Pyrenees might too, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
Pyrenees
Yeah.
have very fleshy, round feet for being in cold situations.
Yeah.
And most red bones are kind of southern dogs. That's where the rednecks hunt them. But like Aggie, Paul and Sally's dog was here yesterday, has these long, scrawny fingers. Because she's from somewhere that they want you to be able to dissipate heat out your toes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Annie's are cat paws with real short fingers, so they don't get cold.
Yeah.
And that's probably Pyrenees.
Yeah, Lilo has big round.
I don't think anybody could guess what my two are. I mean, I know their mother was a brindle rat,
Yeah.
but their fathers obviously weren't the same. And the one is, you know, Ruby is definitely a terrier. So what the hell Opal is, I don't know. Now you don't go running sideways, cutie. That's a good boy.
Is there anything in particular you want for lunch?
I think Ginny brought
Are
lunch.
you bring lunch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like a filet.
I was gonna say, I have,
mignon,
strawberries and all the fruits and stuff.
Yeah, I had,
And
I had,
there's
I had
tea.
blueberries for
You
breakfast.
want any more tea?
I think I'm good on tea for the time being.
Okay.
You'll be happy to get me out of stealing. Too much caffeine and I go crazy.
Oh, really?
Oh, we
I think
wanna
I might
see
have a
that.
bit of a tolerance. but-
Don't want me any more crazy than I am. I'd be climbing the rafters, I'll scare your horse. What happens if you give just a tiny bit back on the rein? They are not any faster. Yeah. You know, I
doesn't
think
like
you
the
can
way
drive
we
him
do.
kind of miracle-like. And he's liking it.
It's gonna get worse.
It's funny, you watch his ears, and you see all the thoughts coursing through his little mind.
Yeah, it's making my feet cold. I think they're wet.
It's dropped 7 degrees since this morning.
Well, I saw on the phone or whatever, it said tomorrow's forecast, for 28 degrees lower than today. Yesterday.
Oh,
So it's supposed to only be 40 degrees today.
If I wanted to be cold, I'd have stayed
we already
home.
hit the high end.
I'd have stayed home in Vermont if I wanted to freeze to death.
Right.
Are you warm enough?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm not hot, but I'm perfectly comfortable.
We have more heated
Yeah,
items.
I might put one.
Blankets and heaters.
I might put one over my shoulders eventually, but
Yeah.
I have,
We need like a back on track body suit.
right,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, I didn't bring a back on track shirt. But I got a
I
polo
have a
shirt and a
t-shirt.
nice heavy fleece and a fleece lined jacket. I didn't bring my winter goose down coat because it's a pain in the butt to travel with. I finally got smart, stuck my box of the radios in my suitcase, which cuts down how many clothes I can bring. But then I just have
Well, then you just wear more.
I wear, it's always hot in the damn planes and the airports.
You should have seen when Molly traveled. First of all,
Molly doesn't
she
usually-
learned, she fit everything in her backpack or whatever, but she was like, and then
Well,
she
my
was
suitcase
also,
is heavy with
she
the
was
radios,
wearing
but
her
it's better than me
like
loving them.
6 shirts, sweatshirts, coats, 2 coats. And I was like, well, why don't you put that stuff in your backpack? And she's like, you see my backpack, it's full.
Well, the thing is, at
Full
home,
of books.
I'm outdoors all the time, so I know what I wear. But then airports and planes are such weird temperatures.
Yeah, well, she learned the hard way that you don't want to just stuff everything into your backpack. Because when they have to unload it, to look at it, they're like,
yeah.
well, what's this shape?
Well, and then you can tell when they've been there because they always just put things back in and stomp on it to make it fit.
I don't think that they even
don't
did
put it
that.
back
They
in.
went, here you go.
Yeah, they don't put it back in the way you had it. I always pack
And then
right.
I sat there and waited.
This is nice and
for
relaxed, huh,
20
Donna?
minutes to pack her
I love it.
suitcase.
And his neck is opened, and he looks really happy. A little bit quick, miles per hour is not too quick, but the step is quick, which is always a problem with the littles. The same thing with the minis. To get motion, they go too quick.
I like how his mane flows.
I know it. It billows.
Okay, well, I guess I'll be back.
He has a lovely thin mane, which I like.
So what is that, are you doing dinner? Well, I was gonna say I can make something too. Do you wanna come to our
As long as
house?
somebody feeds me.
Well, you don't have to.
It was a little like, what was that?
I mean, you don't have to do dinner or whatever, but you are invited. Just wanted to make sure that I had.
Boy, nice
care.
change, huh? And rhythm steady and neck stayed open. He doesn't look like he's got a lot of other things on agenda right now. Yeah, nice pony. Nice pony. Don't
He's
change
so
your pace.
quiet.
He doesn't he look quiet and happy?
Yeah, he's like a little cloud.
He started out a little bit like, he actually kicked at her before she got going in the carriage.
Well,
He started out
kicking strap on.
He started out pretty aggravated with the program. Now he's being very good.
I think there is a kicking strap, is
I
there?
know, I was joking.
Is what?
It's probably on the other one.
When he can't get his brother to answer from this distance, so he's like, ah, shit, all right. Good boy.
Yeah, now Manny has to learn how to be all by himself.
Man, you gotta grow up. You know what else is really good in the cold, Jade, is a back on track scarf. You make a big gray scarf, you poop up around your neck and ears, or put
Wrap
over your
around
shoulders when you're
anywhere.
watching television. It's a wonderful thing. I wear it all winter.
I just
didn't
need like
bring it,
a
'cause it's filthy.
blanket, like a
Yeah.
I like to cuddle up with a blanket.
I like back. My dogs have a director's chair up against the chimney with a back on track dog mat on. They think that's pretty special. They got
So
the heat,
what's
they
in
got their
back
warm,
on track
they
where they-
back up and they put their little backs against the chimney and then
Since
they have their
a
back on
thick
track
hemp
underneath them.
thread that, causes the cells in your body to move.
Careful of the hand pulling out.
Right, so
It looks awkward among us. That little boy.
no,
I think he's decided it's his day to work.
might be more of a metal type thing, I'm not exactly sure, I don't know if they tell.
And we know he's fit, so we're not wearing him
That's
out.
so
He's just
different
being
from
good.
that stuff, you know, but it probably weighs the same kind of thing. Yeah, I have a scarf, like you say, and sometimes at home, it'll warm me up really bad when my nose gets cold. I'll just put it on my neck and then wrap on my
Good
nose.
boy.
It's real weird stuff.
He's steady like a good orchestra.
For next winter.
That was a little head
And
crank, I
have
don't know
a
why.
pad for Chester that goes on his record.
Yeah, he didn't go to your hand and stay. He kind of stuck his neck up and shut you down. Ah, that's a good boy. This is why he's a single, because he's a very cute single. Be hard to sell him when you get a big one. Nice, that was a nice release too. No, we're just gonna cook. You know what I'm doing for lengthen these days? I've been lunging them over ground poles to teach them to lengthen. We got Nancy Dimmick's pony actually doing a really good lengthen. And it would make him have to take a bigger step. That's better. It got better and then it fell apart. That's better. It's really hard not to have these little things get quick. God, listen to that wind. Whose dumb idea was that?
You had us do the wagon wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that with Chester and
That's,
Sons. Yeah, that really,
that's how I set them to lunge over them.
really helps a lot.
And yeah, and because it's many different sizes, you can send them out to the far
Yes.
side for the biggest step. If they get a little sharp ass about that, you bring them back in for the short
Yeah,
step.
I remember that.
And what we were using were 6-inch fence posts, so they don't tap those very often.
Oh,
They whack it once and they go, ah, chihuahua, they pick up feet. My favorite set of ground poles, the people at home that I teach, are some long-legged, one's Morgan Hungarian, the other one's Morgan Paint, big, elegant, long-legged horses. And I got sick of picking up ground poles for them. I said, you know what, I'm sick of this job, find me some telephone poles. So he's now got 5 telephone poles. They only hit those once, and I never have to reset them, because nobody rolls a telephone pole.
No.
And they're distance horses, they're 100-mile horses. And the difference in their motion, 2 years with that, is incredible. The power and the balance. They come back, they rock on their hocks, and they go. They're not about to tap that thing with their toes. And
Do it just free lunging?
I know, I do it. You can do it with the Pessoa, but just you make them the right distance, and it does all the work for you. And they get so they attack them. And the nice thing about the people with the telephone poles is they have a pair of forks on the tractor so they can move the telephone poles. I don't have telephone poles at my house because there's no place to put them, because they'd clutter my ring too much. I don't have any other place that they're not living on. But in Florida, we had a set of 6-inch fence posts set up. Everybody got very good at that. Usually you don't need to do the Pessoa rig, because the poles are doing what we always say will happen, is you get enough power from behind, they come around. But this is pretty reliable, huh?
Yes.
It's getting very drivable. Well, yeah, the thing about this session, is just to get him open and happy and not being a little white pain in the ass. And then you can get more later. Because they're fit enough, it doesn't hurt him to work twice. He's being very polite. Very movable. There you got a little bit of length in it. Which, You got work to do, that goddamn thing. Although there's a stretch, 40-meter half circle stretch in the 1-star test, in 1-star B. So the darn things show up. There's someplace else you have to do a stretch, I've forgotten where. That's it. Without getting quicker. When they stretch, the tendency is to get quicker if they can't figure out how to I know the building's gonna blow down.
Might be that hard rain too.
It really is.
It sounds like ice.
Like something went thump out there at the same time. I haven't heard Prince coughing today. Yesterday they kept telling me there was a big frog out there.
Yeah, hard rain now.
Yeah, that's blowing. It's kind of a nice feeling to be in here and go, you can't get me, unless you blow the building away. He was going, and then he leaned, and he went, oh, it's gonna escape. He didn't mean for it to get away. Then he gets ahead of himself. You have to let him out and then smell when, because there he's good. Let him out and smell when he's gonna get too ahead of himself. Then he's trying really hard to do it right, and then he goes, oh man, it got away. Because to do the stretch, they really have to hold with their lower back, by the hips, which is where he's weakest, yes. And, you know, for the total mass of him, he has way more front end than he does back end. So fabulous long neck, he's got a very baroque head, and quite a lot of shoulder, and then a little white butt. Yeah, you gotta get straight here, buddy. And then his back isn't that long, so it's not that stretchy. Good boy. There we go. Because if you think about where his saddle is, where his hips are, that's a very short space. Yeah. So yep, that's how I train. That's what we do out at the ring here. And my ring at home is on a hill. Where I come from, everything is on a hill. It's only more or less hill. It's not any lack of hill. That's better. Just tracking right, he's a little inclined to pop his body right. There, good boy. Wait. Oh, fiddle-a-doo. There was a sound. Good boy. That's a good one. And the rhythm stayed in the back legs. But he spent a lot of time adjusting his life to his brother, too. So it affects his own elasticity. He's being very good to work with now. We're not offending him. Good boy. Careful. Ooh, yeah, good boy. There you go. What a fine job.
Was that enough lengthen?
It's enough stretch. It wasn't a lengthen, but it was enough stretch.
So is the stretching circle, will that work? Or
Yeah, so that will do. He's not supposed to lengthen on the stretching circle. He's supposed to keep exactly the trot he had and put his nose on the ground. That would work, yes. Like, that's fine. Don't change, don't change, yeah, superb. See, it got rolly and longer without getting quick. Ooh, ooh, yeah. That's a lovely stretch, because he kept more mobility in the hind legs than he did before. And he really stretched his nose by his knees. That's what we'd like to see. It was obvious that he just plain let it go. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Yeah. That's where Falcon's at. He's discovered how to stretch, but now he wants to do it all. Careful. Yeah, good. I was just saying careful because he started to get quick. And he can learn to prevent himself from getting quick, but it's a lot of strength, and he hasn't been doing that kind of work. Very good. See how open he is across the withers and back? Very nice, good boy. And he's careful. There's things out there. Mother Nature's out there having a bad day.
Having a temper tantrum.
She's having an irritable day. I'm glad I'm not driving into the snow in Mason City like Paul and Sally. Well, they must be there by now. I hope. Good boy. You can do it. Yeah. Ooh, careful. Careful. Yeah, good. And you got really nice steps, huh? Super boy. Super boy. Very nice. He didn't lose any step at all. He kept going the same trot. I think, yeah, you didn't support him, and then he gets ahead of himself. And, it's a massive neck and shoulder for the total body. And he has a big head. Good boy. So now he's taking you down and not falling out the front. Good boy. Notice his hips rolling? So you're getting good reach from behind. Good boy.
And he just started doing a nice hip roll in Florida.
Yep.
Finally got it, oh, there we are.
Yeah, you let go of everything. He's had to do a lot of adapting to be part of a pair. And before he was too worried about being alone to ever relax this much. Yeah, he wasn't strong enough. How old is he now? 11. He's pretty much grown up. That's nice. That's nice. Good boy. I don't feel bad for him anymore. When he was younger, I used to feel bad for him. He just wasn't that strong. Good boy. Oh, don't move. Don't. Good boy. Nah. Come on, honey. I gave you woe, now shut up. Maybe I'll sniff the floor.
Okay, I'll let you stay.
It was just stretching. Yeah. But it's different when you do the relaxed stretch and walk. Yeah, you've been very good. It didn't take long to get together. No. He was really good. They don't need to be together. But it was wonderful. There's enough wind down here that he can't hear Manny, even if Manny's up there yelling. Now it looks like he has a real neck. Sometimes he compresses his neck. It's like, did he not come with a neck? But he did. And that's got a nice amount of stride. He's not hurrying, but there's a good swing from behind. That's nice. Anytime you can get a 7, take it and run. That stupid intermediate 7 with that forever walk, it's so hard to keep it even. They come across the downs, oh, there's something to look at, I think I'll hurry. Never mind, I don't want to go that way, I guess I'll slow down. It's hard to keep it regular. Good boy.
What I found out is I go to last time to go stretching walk and all during warm up or in the rain. Can you have my stretching walk?
Yeah. You forbid him to do it then when you need it. Well, the thing with the intermediate one is there is no stretching. It's walk. All the way down M to R to X to V to K. It's a long damn walk. No, it's from C to M to R to X to V to K. That's how many horses lost interest in this project. It'd take days. Take days. Yeah, for length, and we really want them to go out, not down. And he says, oh, good, my turn to roll my head to the ground. It'd be nice if the neck would just go out. And they lose push when they get too low. Yeah. Yeah. So he's walking along, reciting his mantra and sleeping. And maybe she'll go away. Maybe she'll. There's a good boy. No quicker. That's it. There we go. His ears are asking you what you want. Good boy. There's an effort. Good boy. He says, I gotta remember how to let go of the quick stuff. And I get it. That's a good little chap. I was checking. He's always checking.